Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Atlas. It is a new day, guys. I'm recording this a little bit later than I normally would. I do apologize. I've been going through some personal things. I'm trying to make sure everything gets taken care of and is good. And I am going to try and make this video a little bit shorter today, so hopefully I actually can get it uploaded a little bit sooner as well. So I do appreciate all of you guys being here. Hopefully you're having a good day. If you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. We got a really good community here. We talk about a lot of different cryptocurrencies and do some technical analysis as well. So today we're going to be primarily looking at what's going on with Bitcoin, a little bit of news going on with that, as well as with Ethereum, Orchid, as we normally do, taking a look at XRP, and also very notably Stellar Lumens, aka XLM, because it had a very interesting day. And there's also some news information that's going along with that too. So if you guys are new, hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. Let's try to get to 100 likes on this video. Every video I do, that's my goal right now. Would absolutely be amazing if we could push for that. And also, if you can, click the bell icon so you can stay up to date with all of the latest information. First bit of information is Grayscale. They actually sold their XRP to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. The crypto asset manager announced that it has dumped XRP holdings and utilized the cash to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. They basically just identified that they had a small percentage ownership in XRP before. As you guys can actually see right here, it was about 1.46%. And that's just been moved around because of what's been going on. But they didn't say that they replaced it with another crypto. They just allocated it to Bitcoin and Ethereum here. Bitcoin's record rise near $36,000 mints another $1 billion mining company. Well, guess what? We're actually above $37,000 now. So it's been a really explosive day in that regard. But in regards to the $1 billion mining company, let's talk a little bit more about that. Shares of cryptocurrency miner Marathon Patent Group Inc. shot up around 20% on Wednesday, helping to make the company the most recent member of the $1 billion digital mining group as Bitcoin hit a fresh record near $36,000. That's right. Marathon has gained more than 55% so far in January. And Wednesday's rally put it in league with rival mining company Riot Blockchain, which went up 4.73%, which boasts a market value of $1.3 billion, having entered the billion-dollar club last month. Geez, man, Bitcoin is making more people billionaires by the minute, right? I mean, technically it's a company, but excuse me. So Stellar Lumens, check this out. Payments focused Stellar's blockchain native cryptocurrency XLM has surged to over 2-year highs. One analyst says the rally is driven by rival cryptocurrency XRP's current misfortunes in the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of the Currencies OCC recent guidance on stablecoins. Oh yeah. So, according to Dennis Vinokurov, I think is how you say his name, head of research at the London-based prime brokerage Bitquant, XLM is enjoying a twofold benefit at the expense of XRP, in part because XLM is a modified fork of XRP. Further, XLM seems to be benefiting from the U.S. OCC's recent decision to allow U.S. banks to use public blockchains and dollar-backed stablecoins as a settlement infrastructure in the financial system. Vinokurov told CoinDesk in a Telegram chat, while adding XRP is unlikely to benefit from in the meantime as it deals with the SEC case. In addition, XLM is continuing to rise following Stellar's announcement earlier this week that is helping Ukraine develop a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, even though Ukraine has since downplayed the importance of Stellar's role and that the XLM coin would play no part in the CBDC. It apparently hasn't stopped some investors from buying the token. It was reported that the Ukrainian government selected the Stellar blockchain network to build its prospective CBDC. CF Benchmark's Chung told CoinDesk, "This is turning into a perfect storm for XLM." So let's start off taking a look at the charts on Bitcoin. So once again, we're in price discovery zone still, right? New all-time highs having previously been set on the daily candle yesterday at $37,000, just barely below it. And now we're actually above $37,000 at $37,250. A further pullback, give me 1 second, everybody. About 10 minutes, I'm actually recording a video. It's okay. Apologies about that. Okay, so looking at the position here, we actually have a pullback that could go down to $33,000. That's quite considerable given where our position is right now, and a substantial decline, right? Realistically, I would be looking more at a potential bounce off of what happened here at $34,850. But even then, it's not so realistic given the fact that we're in a major bull run, the sentiment that's going around the current financial system with the US. There's a lot of instability that's going on, which actually leads to a lot of people feeling less strength in the value of the dollar, right? So you could be looking at something that's more decentralized, that's pulling away from this, something you have a little bit more control of, less censorship positions on these kinds of things. Although, yeah, regulations are coming up a little bit more in this, but still, right? It's vastly different than the traditional financial system that we've been so accustomed to, and that's very appealing to a lot of people. So realistically, right now, we're looking at a bounce potentially just under $40,000 as we start to get closer towards this mark. It is a very pivotal moment. If we can pass 40K, guess what? That means that psychologically we know that there is a pathway potential to lead to 50K. So once again, that rally could push even harder. More financial institutions are coming in. You can see big player money that's being allocated to this. PayPal still hasn't even gone worldwide with all this. So there's tons of news and information yet to come out for this year as we're just getting started. That's going to be so important, so valuable for the future, how this project plays out. We do have strong rallies, don't get me wrong. We do have some strong pullbacks, but it's getting bought up very quickly. So to assume that this is going to bounce all the way back down to 25,000, to 20,000, to 15,000, doesn't mean that it's going to do that just because it happened in 2017. There's vastly more figures that are changing now. More people are hodling for longer periods of time. Bigger players with bigger wallets and pockets, right? People that decide to sell off, they're getting bought up by other people. Way more adoption. It's going to continue to increase. It's getting more widely accepted, like more marketplaces through PayPal's merchants. And it's very interesting how this is going to keep developing. It could have some pullbacks, but me personally, I think we've still got a long way to go before we see some sort of a major pullback that actually substantiates itself. There has to be probably some really big news coming up because right now FOMO is just every day crazy, crazy, crazy. And more people are going to be talking about this too. Further drop down the 21 EMA, that's at $29,000. So if it pulls all the way down there, that's a very significant drop, potential bounce off. A little bit above that is 29,655, but I wouldn't really play into that account too much. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and, once again, like I said, I'm gonna try and make this a little bit quicker for you guys today. Looking at Ethereum. On the Ethereum chart, we had another nice daily gain candle as of yesterday, closing out right around $1,210. You can actually see that's right about where we're at right now. And so it has still plenty of room to go. It's got another $210 or so to be able to hit the previous all-time high that happened back in this last major cycle zone. So going all the way up to the top here, right, $1,420 there. If it decides it wants to drop back down, we'd be looking at a level of support at $1,171, just because of that one previous day position. Not a lot to be able to reference on. Ideally, we're looking at some trends to suggest a more stable position, right? But this is the only thing we have to reference off of, so that's what we're going to kind of work with. I would be looking at another potential bounce a little bit further down below as these two technically coincided. That'd be actually at 1,137. I'm going to go ahead and leave that there just because it feels a little bit more validated, although it wasn't technically a bounce off of that position. So as a lower position there. If it decides it wants to drop down even further, the 21 EMA is very close to this position line, which is around $840 as a potential drop zone. If it passes $1,400, $1,500, and then we go to $1,750, working in the $250 increments, trying to get up to the 2K range. Keep in mind that Ethereum is still only in the 4-digit range. We haven't even hit $10,000 yet. So to say 10,000, 20,000, we got quite a ways to go to get to that point. And so it's minuscule in a sense in comparison to Bitcoin, right? Still a very great project, don't get me wrong, but we still got plenty of room to grow. Now let's go ahead and look at what's going on with XRP. Looking at XRP, you can see that it had a nice little green candle yesterday with some selling off action, even though with all the negative news, a lot of people still feel that it's going to pull out with the SEC and be just fine, right? So surprisingly, I thought this could pull down to like 10 cents, 9 cents, and it might still end up doing that towards the last final days as everybody kind of just decides to do a fake out sell off and people get that FUD, right? So with this, right now, it's got some resistance going on at 30 cents, 0.3079. Further continuation up would be at 44 cents, 0.4412. If it decides it wants to drop down, we could see some support at 17 cents, 0.1698. Another level down below at 11 cents, 0.1126. Right? So those positions I'd be really concerned about. Keep an eye out on that position itself. And looking at the next one, let's look at Orchid. Orchid had a nice little breakout zone, as you guys can see in the symmetrical triangle pattern I was talking about. We could lead all the way up till about January 7th or 8th. And as we have it, it actually broke out on January 5th, pushed on the upwards trend. I was leaning more towards that direction, as we had seen plenty of sell-off action going off, of course, throughout the course of this time period. Plus, with the ERC20 tokens, traditionally moving with the movement of Ethereum, it would be more expected this to go up, especially because it is in the higher category list of discoverability on the CoinMarketCap list of coins. And so you have a breakout above this position that's established above the 21 EMA, 2 days of closure, which is great so far, but knowing Orchid's history, we need 3 days of closure. So if this can stay above at least 25 cents, then it is suggesting that there should be at least a fourth day, more likely, to actually still be bullish. Anything can technically happen, but when we're looking at historical trends, it's going to be way more likely that it's going to have another day to go up with whatever point that goes. So technically, it could actually go in the red today before it decides it wants to go back up again, and it's very likely. Not guaranteed, but it's very, very likely that it would have another fourth day going up in the green. So we'll have to wait and see. I'd be looking at the 21 EMA, 25 cents, potential bounce off. If it decides it wants to go back into these previous region zones, that's going to be right around 23 cents, 0.2327. And then once again, a major level of support around 21 cents. And a further continuation up, if it wants to break out of this consolidated zone, it's about 32 cents right there. And then XLM. Looking at XLM, you can see a massive explosive day yesterday. Keep in mind, also, when you get a massive pump, a lot of times, especially with market caps that are lower like this, smaller price coins, a lot of times there's a dump right afterwards. So you can see some selling pressure going off at the top here. But I did read you guys that news article from earlier, this being a seemingly large competitor against XRP. There's a lot of bullish signs for something like this as a project. Good news information that's coming out. Doesn't necessarily mean that the news influences all of what goes on in the trends. Trends, oftentimes, they're your best friend, right? So I would say we need to break above 44 cents, and that has a further continuation up towards the 50-cent range. Looking back on this from a historical point of view, we don't say anything on this chart unless there's another reference chart that I haven't seen, like on CoinMarketCap. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think 43 cents, 44 cents is the all-time high for XLM. You know what? Let's go look at it real quick. When in doubt, just look it up, right? Okay, looking at Stellar Lumens. All-time high was at... why is it not telling me on here? They changed their things? Used to say what the all-time high was. Now, oh, show more. There we go. Okay, so all-time high was 93 cents. Okay, yeah, that was quite a bit bigger. Oh, man. Just looking at it from the screen zone, yeah, you can see about 93 cents. Quite substantial. So it's still got plenty of room to grow. Right now it's at 38 cents. I would say this could be very well a good sign of it starting to try and get that recovery. We saw Litecoin is making a really nice rise back towards its previous position as well. So, psychologically looking at trying to get past the 50-cent range. If this decides it wants to drop down, like I was saying, 21 EMA is really key. That's 18 cents, 0.1867, right around in that range. And I'd be looking at another level of support just a little bit further below, around 11 cents. The RSI is suggesting that it's overbought because of this massive explosive move that took place, but we're in a bull market, right? So be cautious about a potential sell-off action since it's such a massive candle from the previous day. But this could be the very first candle of a series of candles as people try to push this project back towards its previous all-time high. It's going to be a little bit harder because I do believe there is a lot more in circulation now of this token than it was back then when it tried to hit that price. Lower circulating supply means it's a lot easier to actually affect the price range and go up or down, right? So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. Like I said, I'm trying to make it a lot shorter today on things. I'm hoping tomorrow will be a different story for you guys. And I'm trying to handle everything the best that I can. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Again, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. Let's try to get to 100 likes if possible on this video. And also, if you can, click the bell icon so you can stay up to date on all the latest videos. Thank you guys so much. Leave a comment down below to tell us what you thought about everything today. If there's anything I missed that you think is important, stay safe out there. God bless, and I will see you guys in the next episode.